Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Shunu Eve. I hope everyone has had a lovely weekend. This week's video is a little painting session. I've been really into creating more illustrative pieces. We've been reading quite a lot recently and writing and journaling. It's inspired me quite a lot into coming up with my own kind of characters and my own little illustrative type pieces and keeping it with more mythical style creatures. I could even potentially create some scenes. I've just been having all these different ideas roaming around my head basically, and I've done a few little pieces before this which I'll insert now at the top. The one on the left is Alcred and Ismene, the raven, and then the second one was just a type of dragon style illustrative picture I did, and I did that as a short. I didn't do any of these as video uploads. These were just little shorts I did for my channel. Creating these, I just use a light wash of watercolours most of the time, and then I go in sometimes with a bit more detail with the same watercolour pans that I'm using. For today's painting, I went in with the Rosa Gallery watercolours because I really wanted to use the gold yellow and Auraline. I might be saying that wrong. Auraline. And it's these one's a bright orangey yellow and the other is more of could we say maybe bordering on an olive green with more slight yellow undertone. Then I've been really into adding either the Faber-Castell or the Lyra markers on top just to do any highlights, shading, to go in with some extra colour if I want on certain areas of the paintings. And then sometimes I also use the Posca, especially my cream Posca, that's a finer tip, and the white. I use that sometimes for highlights or little extra bits of lighted, to lighten up areas on the pictures that I've designed. I do apologise if you hear any snorting in the background. That is just my dog. He's currently asleep, but he's a really loud snore, so I do apologise if you hear him in the background. He's just snoozing away under the art table as I'm doing this voiceover. Sometimes I will use Posca markers if I want to have more areas that are a bit more abstracty or a bit more just pigment and just full block colour. But most of the time I only use these little bits now and then for outlines or doing highlights. Then when I am happy with the look, I tend to outline my whole picture or creations with some form of fine liner. Sometimes I go in with browns or grey fine liners, but I tend to just do a bold black fine liner outline of these illustrative pieces I've been doing. I usually use either the Winsor & Newton fine liners, the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist fine liners, or I also do use I think they're called Unipins. Yeah, Unipin fine liners. And I get them ones from the range. You can tend to get the Unipins from any kind of stationery store around near, and they're usually the cheapest. And they're really good considering that I think I only spend about £2. I get mine from the range. If anyone's curious, I will link all the different art products I've used down below as well in case you're interested in any of them. The Winsor & Newton and Faber-Castell Pitt Artist fine liners, they're a little bit more on the expensive side. I think Winsor & Newton are the second most expensive, and then my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, I think they're the more dearer ones. All are good, but when I just want quickness and ease, I've got so many of the uni pins because obviously the range is quite close to me and I've got quite a few. Sometimes I'll outline with grey or black like I said prior, but sometimes I like just a bold outline and look. Then for any additional highlights for eyes, reflection, if I want light streaks, I've been really into doing white wisps of hair on these different characters as well. I go in with the Sakura jelly roll pens, and the size tip I use is number 10. I do have a 5, but it tends to not be as pigmented, and these are really good just for if you want bright bold white areas in any form of paint or sketches, and they just do good effect. I mainly use it though on the eyes for the reflective part. I decided to name this character Iris and the cat Fortune. These represent basically good luck, creativity and success. This drawing came to mind from creating the older sketch that I mentioned about Alcred and Ismene, the raven. I've been really into looking up what certain names have meanings for and what certain animals represent. And for every animal, I kind of want to draw either a character or a person to represent their meaning. So whether it be about Alcred and Ismene were all about wisdom and guidance. Obviously this one that I've done, which is Fortune and Iris, they represent success, good luck, fortune. I've got some ideas for ones to represent different things. Whatever each animal represents or has beliefs behind it, and 2, I want to kind of draw a humanoid character to represent that as well. These are just ideas that I've been rolling around, but that's basically what this video is about. So that's how I came up with this cat-like person, and then obviously to have a tabby cat in front of her. And that was basically it. That's all it came down to. So without further ado, this will be as much rambling on I will do in the video, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you want, and feel free to comment down below any of your favourite products, any of your little creations, and what type of art you like to create. I do love reading the comments, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. And I'll just let you get into the rest of the video of me painting this little design, and thank you for watching once again, guys. Bye.
you.